Why does Coach Manqoba Mnqithi hate Orlando Pirates so much? I think I'm not the only one. I think I'm not the only one who's picking it up. That actually Coach Manqoba Mnqithi seems to have this hostility. He seemed to have this unexplained hostility towards Orlando Pirates as an institution. He's someone who, whenever he gets given a media platform, he always has negative stuff to say about Orlando Pirates. I don't know if you guys have picked that up. I've been observing how he conducts himself and how he unprovokedly always attacks Orlando Pirates. So I hope you guys have identified it. Do you remember at the beginning of the season when he was head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, speaking about the league title and all of that? Remember the negative stuff he had to say about Orlando Pirates, where he said Orlando Pirates always lose to small teams. But the issue is not that he said Orlando Pirates always lose to small teams. But he said it in a very condescending way. Claiming that Orlando Pirates does not have the capacity to challenge for the league title, because he claims that Orlando Pirates always wins the games that are classified as the A games, the A grade games. But when it comes to the B grade games or the C grade games, Orlando Pirates drops points. And you cannot fault him for that, because you look at Orlando Pirates previously, they have had that type of a tendency to drop points against smaller teams and all of that. But he was not saying it in a sporting way. He was saying it in a very provoking way. And funny enough, after he had said that, guess between Orlando Pirates and the team that he was coaching at the time, which is Mamelodi Sundowns, who were the first to lose against the so-called smaller teams. Guess who were the first to lose the so-called B or C class games? It was his own coached Mamelodi Sundowns, which suffered a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Polokwane City. Not only that, now let's fast forward to quite recently. Again, had negative comments to say about Orlando Pirates regarding the Orlando Pirates campaign in the CAF Champions League. When he was asked about which teams does he think or does he believe will be in the CAF Champions League semi-finals, he did mention Pyramids, Mamelodi Sundowns and Al Ahly. But he had ruled out Orlando Pirates. You see. But as we speak now, Orlando Pirates are in the semi-finals. And in the entire campaign of the CAF Champions League, Orlando Pirates are the youngest team, but most importantly are the only team that remains undefeated. Orlando Pirates are the only team that has not suffered a defeat in this season's CAF Champions League, and they are now in the semi-finals. So if this stuff was said by someone who's just a fan, then it's fine. We'll leave it as it is. But this is being said by someone who's a coach, an active coach, who at the beginning of the season were coaching the champions. He's currently coaching Golden Arrows. So you ask yourself, that on which basis or even analysis is Coach Manqoba Mnqithi basing his negative comments on Orlando Pirates? What is it that informs his negative comments about Orlando Pirates? Because from where I'm seated, because as I've said, here we are not talking about someone who's just a fan. We're not talking about a fan. We're talking about someone who's a head coach, a professional head coach. From where I'm seated, it's got nothing to do with the infield stuff. But there's sinister motive that he's not telling us, that what is it that he holds against Orlando Pirates. I think he should be man enough to come out and tell us all of this, because all these things that he's been saying has been proven wrong. He has been proven wrong. But he still continues. He still continues to speak negatively about Orlando Pirates. So we can only draw one conclusion here, that it is beyond what happens in the field. It is something personal, some sort of a personal hatred that he harbors against Orlando Pirates. And if indeed I'm right that it is the personal hatred that he harbors against Orlando Pirates, then the question would be, what informs that hatred? You see? What is it that informs the kind of hatred that he has towards Orlando Pirates? Because if my memory serves me well, he has never had any previous dealings with Orlando Pirates in terms of him being an employee of Orlando Pirates, where I would say maybe Orlando Pirates management mistreated him and all of that. Because what cannot be disputed here, it is that whatever he's saying, this man has got nothing to do with football analysis when it comes to Orlando Pirates, but his own personal feelings towards the whole institution. That's my view. I don't know what you guys make of that. I don't know if you guys have picked that up. If you've really picked it up, what do you think informs the whole hatred? You see. So you can express yourself here on the comment section below, guys. Let me hear what you guys think of that, what you guys make of that. And please remember to subscribe, guys. If you're leaving the platform, please remember to subscribe. Please remember to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Thank you very much.